Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2 Unit 6.4, Practice B. Remember to show all your work. Rewrite the following expressions from exponential to radical form and vice versa. Okay, so we're going to be going from exponential to radical and going back and forth. So whatever one is, we are going to do the opposite. And just remember that there are no calculators allowed. Okay, so for our first one, it's in exponential, so we're going to change this to radical. Remember that the x goes down, okay, and the 7 is our root, and then the 4, sorry, let me make sure I have the little tail going up, and then 4 is our exponent. So the root goes underneath, and the 4, the numerator, stays on top. Okay, so now we're going from radical to exponential. So our base stays the same. We said that the number out front for the root that goes underneath, and since there's nothing up here, we put a 1. So guys, let me put a box around my final answer. Okay, let's look at the next one. So my base is going to stay the same. I'm going to put that 3w in here. I know I'm going to need a root, and I know I'm going to need parentheses. So it's to the cubed root, and the 2 is my exponent, comes up. Okay, so once like number 4, we just have to pay attention because we have two separate things going on here. Okay, we have the negative 125, which is going to stay out front, but then this y to the 3/4. Okay, this is going to go in parentheses. The y is going to go underneath to the 4th root, and then to the 3rd power. The negative 125 does not have an exponent, and it's not a radical, so we just kind of leave it as it is. Okay. Number 5. So my base, that's 7m, stays the same. That's going to come down. I'm going to get the root, and it's to the, sorry, I was about to use the wrong color, the 5th root, and since our exponent is 1, I really don't have to write it. It just stays like that. So this is my final answer. Okay, my base stays the same. It's going to be in parentheses still, and when I'm figuring out my exponential form, the 3 is the root, so it goes underneath, and the 2 stays on top. All right, number 7 and 8 are on your own. Go ahead and pause that video, and good luck. Okay, and there are my answers. We have 2 times 6k to the 1/7, and then 6n to the 9th root, all raised to the 4th power. All right. Now simplify the following expressions without a calculator. Well, just remember I told you that this worksheet is going to be your new best friend. Okay? We went through and filled it all out together. We did it in class. There's probably one up on the board as well in the classroom. So just remember, this is your best friend. Don't forget about it. Okay? So if I'm finding something to the cubed root, okay, and I want it to equal 64, I just go straight across and I find the one that is 64 in it, okay? So 64 to the third root, okay, that is just 4, okay? Now, since we're doing this without a calculator, I'm going to erase that real quick. The first thing that I would do is rewrite this, okay? This is the square root, so I really don't have to write the square there. And then once I do that, I'm going to put it to the third power. So the square root of 36 is one that you should know. And then 6 cubed, I just come back over here to find 6 cubed, which is 216. So I'm just going to keep this right here. So 216, I know I can come back over here and write 216 as my final answer. Okay, number 11, I'm trying to find the cubed root. So once again, I just go to the cubes. The only one that's 216 is 6. So it's when I'm taking the cubed root of 216, that is just 6. Number 12, the first thing that I'm going to do is rewrite it. So 4 is my root, 5 is my exponent. Now I go to 4, I wait till I find 81, and then whoop, it's right here. Okay, so now that I know that, oh, wrong one. I know that the inside is 3, and now I want to know 3 to the 5th power. So 3 to the 5th power, which we have right there, is 243. Okay, number 13. I want to rewrite this first. So my exponent, my root, we've done 216 enough to know that that is, yeah, that's 6, okay? And then 6 squared is 36. And see, once you start doing these for a while, you kind of realize what the answers are. I like that it's in radical form already. Cubed, or the 5th root of 32 is 2. So then I go 2, and now 2 cubed. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And if you memorize them, you can just do that as well. Okay, 27, 15. First thing I'm going to do is rewrite it. Since I'm doing this without a calculator, I can't just plug it right in. So I'm trying to find 27, and there it is. So my answer is 3. And then I want to know what 3 squared is. Well, 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. All right, 16. Since this is to the square root, I do not need to put the 2 there. You should know the square root is 16, which is 4. And then 4 to the 3rd power. Just come over here, and we get 64. Okay, yesterday in class we were doing very well with these. So 17 through 20, guys, you are on your own. Pause the video and good luck. Okay, so there are my answers for 17, 18, 19, and 20. We had 27, 8, 256, and 16. All right, now let's flip it over. I know, simplifying expressions. Remember, positive exponents. Ooh, and look at this, no calculator. Don't worry, these aren't too bad. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is to multiply -8 times 3/4. Like, I do that without a calculator? Yes, you can do it. So a negative times a positive is a negative. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So now I'm going to look at these alphabetical. X. I have 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. And then with my y's right here, I have a -1 plus 1, and those, sorry, wrong color, those end up canceling each other out, so we're just left with -6x to the 8th. All right, number 22. So I look at these to see who wins, either the top or the bottom. So the D's the top win, and I have 13 over 4 minus 7 over 4. 13 minus 7 is 6, which is 3 over 2. So on the top, we have D, 3 over 2. On the bottom, the X's win. So 25 minus 19 is 6. So I have D 33 over 2, all divided by X to the 6th. All right, number 23. I always want to check inside. Can I simplify that? And if I can't, I need to distribute everything. So my bases stay the same, and then I get new exponents. So 1 times -2 is -2. -3 times -2 is a +6. Half of -2 is -1. Now, if my exponents are negative, I drop them like it's hot. If they're already on the bottom, we bring them to the top, but this stays there. And I can simplify this because 2 squared is 4. All right, 24. I always want to check, can I simplify first? And we don't have calculators, but this one we can't. So I'm going to distribute to everything. So I have 27 x cubed, 125. Oh, sorry, it's not going to be cubed anymore because we're going to distribute. So we got 1/3. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. That's also going to be to 1/3. And 6 times 1 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So just remember that 27 to the 1/3, we're taking the cubed root of both of those numbers. And we have those on our cheat sheet. So we have 3x over 5y squared. Okay? Remember, we want to simplify and move. If exponents are negative, we drop them like it's hot if they're already on the bottom. we bring them to the top. So 49 divided by 7 is going to be 7, and it's negative 7. So then I'm bringing the m to the 7th up. I had the n squared, and then we also moved the n cubed. On the bottom is m to the 11th. So as I start to clean this up, I realize the m's went on the bottom, and they win by 4. And on the top, I combine the exponents to get n to the 5th. All right, number 26. I like to clean up first. So I have to move anything. Let's see, a to the 4th stays here, a to the 12th stays on the bottom. If my exponent's negative, I drop it like it's hot. If it's already on the bottom, I bring it to the top. And then don't forget about the negative 1/2. Okay? Now with the a's, the bottom wins, and the bottom wins by 8. The b's, the top wins by 2. Okay? And then I'm going to distribute the negative 1/2. My bases stay the same. 2 times negative 1/2 is negative 1. Half of 8 is 4, and it's going to be a negative 4. So now I can get my final answer. If my exponent's negative, I drop it like it's hot. And if it's already on the bottom, I bring it to the top. So we get a to the 4th over b. And there we go. Okay, just 2 more. We're almost there. We can do it. So solve any trivial equation, and remember that we need to check for extraneous solutions. So when I have the x or the square roots on both sides, to cancel those, I need to square them. And so I'm left with 4 minus 2m equals 3m minus 1. So now I want to change. I want to get, or solve, so I want to get my variables to one side. 3 plus 2 is 5, so I have 5m minus 1. Add 1 to both sides, so we get 5 equaling 5m. And then the last step is to divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Now, I can't call that my answer yet because I need to check it. So I come over here and do 4 minus 2 times 1, 3 times 1 minus 1. Okay, the left side, 4 times, or 2 times 1 is 2, and 4 minus 2 is 2. On the right side, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. The square root of 2 does equal the square root of 2. So then I know that my final answer is m equals 1. Now on the other side, it's still the same steps. I want a square to cancel it, but x minus 2 squared, that's really x minus 2 times x minus 2. Okay? So on the left side, while we have the x plus 28, I'm going to go ahead and FOIL this, or I'm sorry, distribute. So we get x squared minus 2x minus 2x, and then negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Combine my like terms. And now I want to get everything to one side. So I'm going to subtract the x. I'm going to subtract the 28. So I got 0 equaling x squared minus 5x minus 24. And then I need to ask myself, What numbers multiply to negative 24 and add to get to a negative 5? And remember, if you don't know it, I would go off to the side, write down all of the factors so you find the combination that works. Remember, they have to work in both. So we get 0 equals, x plus 3, x minus 8. Everything with a variable I set equal to 0 to get my answers of negative 3 and positive 8. Now, once again, those are not my answers because I need to check them. So I'm going to have negative 3 plus 28. Does that equal negative 3 minus 2? And then our other one, I have 8 plus 28. Does that equal that? Okay, so go ahead and pause the video. You guys are doing that on your own. Good luck. Okay, so on the right side, the 8 is the only one that worked out. So we know that that is my final solution. Now, that's it for 6.4 Practice B. Remember, your test is going to be coming up in a week or so. So make sure that you guys are reviewing. That's why we had some of this old work on this homework. So if you have any questions, please come find Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2, Unit 6.4, Practice B. Thanks for watching.